1976 film. Howard Bill, the longtime anchor of the Union Broadcasting System's UBS Evening News in New York City, learns from friend and news division president Max that he has just 2 more weeks on the air because of declining ratings. The two get drunk and lament the state of their industry. The following night, Bagel announces on live television that he will commit suicide on next Tuesday's broadcast. UBS fires him after this incident, but Schumacher intervenes so that Bill can have a dignified farewell. Bill promises he will apologize for his outburst, but once on the air, he launches back into a rant claiming that life is bullshit. Bill's outburst causes the newscast ratings to spike, and much to Schumacher's dismay, the upper echelons of UBS decide to exploit Bill's antics rather than pull him off the air. When Bill's ratings seem to have topped out, Diana Christensen, who heads the network's programming department, approaches Schumacher and offers to help him develop the news show. He says no to the professional offer, but she also makes a personal offer and the two begin an affair. Christensen, seeking just one hit show, cuts a deal with a band of terrorists called the Ecumenical Liberation Army for a new docudrama series called the Mao Zedong for the upcoming full season. When Schumacher decides to end Bale's angry fan format, Christensen convinces her boss, Frank, to slot the evening news show under the entertainment programming division so she can develop it. Hackett agrees, bullying the UBS executives to consent and fire Schumacher. In one impassioned diatribe, Bale galvanizes the nation, persuading his viewers to shout out of their windows, "I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not going to take this anymore." Soon afterward, Bale is hosting a new program called The Howard Bill Show, top billed as the mad prophet of the airways. Ultimately, the show becomes the most highly rated program on television, and Bill finds new celebrity preaching his angry message in front of a live studio audience that, on cue, chants Bagel's signature catchphrase en masse. "We are as mad as hell, and we are not going to take this anymore." At first, Max and Diana's romance withers as the show flourishes. But in the flush of high ratings, the two ultimately find their way back together, and Schumacher leaves his wife of over 25 years for Christensen. When Bill discovers that Communications Corporation of America, the conglomerate that owns UBS, will be bought out by an even larger Saudi Arabian conglomerate, he launches an on-screen tirade against the deal and urges viewers to pressure the White House to stop it. This panics the top network brass because UBS's debt load has made the merger essential for its survival. Hackett takes Bill to meet with the CEA chairman Arthur Jensen, who explicates his own corporate cosmology to Bill, describing the interrelatedness of the participants in the international economy and the illusory nature of nationality distinctions. Christensen's fanatical devotion to her job and emotional emptiness ultimately drive away Schumacher, who warns his former lover that she will self-destruct at the pace she is running with her career. "You are television incarnate, Diana," he tells her, "indifferent to suffering, insensitive to joy. All of life is reduced to the common rubble of banality." Jensen persuades Bale to abandon his populist message and preach his new evangel. However, ratings slide as audiences find his new sermons on the dehumanization of society depressing. Yet, Jensen will not allow UBS to fire Bill. Seeing it's 2 for the price of 1 value, solving the Bill problem plus sparking a boost in season opener ratings, Christensen, Hackett, and the other executives decide to hire the ELA to assassinate Bill on the air. The assassination succeeds, putting an end to the Howard Bill Show and kicking off a second season of the Mao Zedong Hour. As Bill lies bleeding on the set, a camera swings over the body in a crane shot. The tight depth of field of this final shot results in the camera apparently running over the corpse. We then cut to four television screens, three displaying news reports covering Bill's death, and the bottom left displaying a contemporary commercial. The overlapping audio creates an unintelligible cacophony. Each news report plays out two cutting to a different commercial, while the bottom left screen replays Bill's death in slow motion. The screens momentarily freeze, and a voiceover proclaims the film the story of Howard Bill, the first known instance of a man who was killed because he had lousy ratings. All of the screens fade to black except for a still frame of the murder. The overlapping audio slowly revolves throughout the credits, finally ending in a sound effect of a single news teletype. The legacy of this film are many. Screenwriter Aaron Sorkin wrote that no predictor of the future, not even Orwell, has ever been as right as Chayefsky was when he wrote Network. The film ranks at number 100 in Empire magazine's list of the 500 greatest films of all times. In popular culture, the film's noted line, "I'm as mad as hell and I'm not going to take this anymore," and its derivatives are referenced in numerous films and other media, including Mad as Hell, a satirical Australian news show starring Sean McAuliffe. In Better Call Saul's first episode, Uno, Jimmy McGill quotes part of the Jensen's eviscerating diatribe when he is lambasting the board of his former law firm, then tells his confused audience that this quote came from Network. The same camera angle is employed in both instances. Peter Finn's Mad as Hell monologue is sampled in the 2009 track Recession by Dutch hardstyle artist The Prophet. This monologue is also sampled in the song Lullaby by Scottish singer-songwriter Jerry Cinnamon on his debut album Erratic Cinematic and on the post-rock group Maybe She Will's song Not For Want of Trying on their album of the same name. The English-speaking French rap duo Chill Bump use Howard Bill's iconic rant as the intro to their award-winning song Life Has Value from the 2012 release Hidden Strings. Arthur Jensen's speech to Bill is extensively sampled in Corporate Slave by Snog and America #1 by Consolidated. In the first episode of Studio 60 on the Sunset Strip, a character's on-air breakdown is compared to that of Bill by news reporters. In episode 15 of Series 4 of Boston legal tabloid Nation, Allen uses the film as evidence in his closing arguments to prove how debased modern American TV culture has become. With a budget of $3.8 million, it earned $23.7 million, and it has received widespread critical acclaim with particular praise for the performances.